and welcome to OBS Talk Show Presents. And I am here at the Hugo Black Federal Courthouse, where today there will be a public hearing for the Mulligan case. As you may know, this is where the Supreme Court required the Alabama State Legislature to redraw the congressional maps because it violated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. They had several public hearings in Montgomery in late July, and apparently when they draw the map, they only had one black congressional district. So, and the Supreme Court had ultimately rejected the map that was drawn. So this is why we're here. So as you can see, people have gathered to go inside. So we expect it to be a packed house here today, as a lot of people are going in to hear the case, to see what would happen next. There's been some reports that there would be a panel of 3 people that would oversee the redrawing of the maps. And so we'll see how that turns out. So we are now live here at the Hugo Black Federal Courthouse here in downtown Birmingham. So they was just giving instructions on what needs to be done when you go in the courthouse. Of course, security is going to be tight here. This is obviously a hot topic here, and it's been advertised on the news for quite some time, as well as some organizations as well. And so hopefully we'll be able to talk to someone today. Excuse me. Can you tell the viewing audience why you're here today?
I'm here because I'm concerned about the redistricting in Alabama. I think that some representatives have made the wrong choice and completely denied a lot of people's rights.
Have you been following this case?
I've been following since it was Merrill versus Milligan, and now it's Allen versus Milligan.
Believe it or not, I was actually in Washington, D.C. In October when the case was heard.
Wow,
so yeah, it was heard, I think, probably around October 3rd to the 5th, 2022. And so I was actually there when the case was heard at the Supreme Court. A lot of us here from Birmingham, we took the bus all the way to D.C. For a rally, and we was able to sit in, on the case. And we have an opportunity to meet a couple of the plaintiffs who gave a debriefing shortly after the case was heard. And the Supreme Court came through when they said they was going to make a decision by the summer of 2023. They was actually early with that decision, and they had called for the Alabama State Legislature to redraw the maps.
I remember people thinking that they wouldn't side with the circuit courts and whatnot, but I remember listening to the case and thinking, okay, Alabama has a weak case, they're gonna win.
So do we have any confidence that the Alabama legislature was going to do the right thing?
I don't know. I really don't think. I think they're gonna try again in the Supreme Court or whatever whoever gives them an inch, they'll try to take them out. But I'm confident that justice will be served. I think that we'll get the 2 black majority districts.
What do you think is expected to happen today?
I think I think a lot of the Republicans in Alabama are going to try to make an excuse or some type of case about why they are doing what they're doing, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna work.
Are there going to be like any penalties for the Alabama legislator continuing to defy the Supreme Court?
I don't know. I've actually thought about that. I was like, okay, it almost seems like there's conspiracy to not like people withholding information from other representatives and stuff like that. And I don't know, with all the meetings being recorded now, except for I guess this one.
From my understanding, I don't think we are allowed to do like any live feeds. I don't, on anything. Understand there are a couple of organizations that's been, following this case, and we'll be having like live, updates. Of course, here at the Australia broadcast section, we will also bring you, updates of the case. My last question is: do you believe that the state legislators should be held accountable for their actions?
Yes, I think they're really wasting a lot of precious time that we could be spending, preparing for the next election and whatnot. I'm sure we'll still be able to, do what we need to, but it helps when everybody's on the same page and actually listening to others.
Are you aware that the Alabama Democratic Conference and the Alabama Democratic Party is trying to stick their nose into this situation as well?
No.
Yeah, but it was reported that the federal government asked them to basically butt out because we know that there are some problems within the Alabama Democratic Party. It's like totally dysfunctional, and they feel that they will do more harm than good in this case, so they asked them to stay out. There's anything else you would like to say?
I don't know. I just encourage people to pay attention to their local governments, see what they're doing about redistricting, how they're handling energy and our clean transition.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Thanks.
I appreciate it. And okay. We still got people coming out here. Is that, I know it looks like we have a member of the Alabama legislature here.
So you can go in front of me.
Representative Hollins? Hey, how you doing? We're live here trying to, we're live here doing some. Would you mind answering a few questions here?
I do, because I don't know what's going on. We know that we have to have a correction with the maps, so that's where everybody else is.
Okay, so you pretty much in the dark just like everybody else. That's what you're saying?
The federal justices said to have the maps one way, and it went another way. So right now, we're all here to find out the same thing together.
Well, as a Democratic legislator member, what has happened with the legislative session regarding the redistricting? Did you expect the outcome of what happened?
It was always hard to figure out what's going to come out. But in the beginning, we knew it was outnumbered, so it was their way.
So what do you hope to happen today?
Justice.
Thank you so much. Short and to the point.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Real quick, I know y'all getting ready to go in, but why are you here today?
One of the plaintiffs.
Hmm?
One of the plaintiffs.
Oh, you're one of the plaintiffs. Oh, fantastic. Well, we definitely gonna have to get an exclusive interview with you as to what role you play in this case.
Okay.
So we're gonna be reaching out to you. We're gonna be reaching out to you shortly as we do our continuing coverage. That is fantastic. So we got some familiar faces here that are here today. So there's obviously some great okay. So there's obviously some there's probably gonna be some restrictions here. Let's hear. Okay, so we're able to bring our cell phones in, but we're not able to do any type of recording. There's also supposed to be some type of prayer ritual on the other side. We're going to go over there, in a moment. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you doing?
You let the audience know why you're here today.
This is on here because my understanding is they're trying to go against the federal law on this gerrymandering.
Why do you think the Republican-led legislature continues to defy the Supreme Court?
Why do I think they want to change it? Because
What?
it's an unfair thing to do to take the vote. We know
What?
Alabama very well, and we know how voters are, some are supported and others are undermined. That's our history, and here it comes again.
Why do you think the Republican-led state legislature continues to defy the federal court?
I think because they want to take the vote and be able to manipulate and really not represent the people. That's why I'm here, because I don't think my vote would be representative.
And last, what would you like to see happening here today?
What would I like to see happen?
Yes.
I'd like to see this stopped. I'd like to see them not divide up areas where there's been some chance of people here having a voice. We have such a small vote anyhow. With Citizens United and with the superdelegates and with the electoral college and with the other suppressive laws for individuals who've been already spent their time. Some of them still can't get a vote. And we have a group that's leading, I said, are above the law. We've seen this over and over.
Thank you so much. We have Miss Dorothea Crosby who is president of Birmingham chapter of the NAACP. Hey, how you doing today? Tell us why you're here today. Tell the audience why you're here today. How you feel about this whole case, and what do you think? What direction you think it's going to go? Have you been following the case? What are your thoughts on it?
I have.
What are your thoughts about what had transpired so far?
That's what we're seeking now, to try to get them to redraw the maps.
What would you like to see happening from this point out?
For them to redraw the maps. To do it right this time.
All right, thank you so much. And we're going to go over the next street here and next street over here and see if there's supposed to be a prayer ritual going on at a small park in the Black Business District on 4th Avenue. So we're going to go over there and see what's going on over there, and we'll have a little coverage of that. But in case you're joining us, we are here at the Hugo Black Federal Courthouse to where a panel of judges is having a public hearing on the congressional maps. When the Alabama State Legislature met in late July, they obviously have not complied with the Supreme Court order to make certain that there are 2 districts that are predominantly African American. And so with that, we are here at the courthouse to hear arguments as an explanation as to why the Republican-led legislature decided they wanted to defy the U.S. Supreme Court. And since we're not allowed to have any type of live coverage there, that we're going to be bringing you highlights as soon as it's over. And we did have an opportunity to talk to a couple of people. You saw one of the state legislative members, Rolanda Hollis, and we also had an opportunity to talk to one of the plaintiffs. Hopefully we will get an exclusive interview with at least one member of the state legislature as well as one of the plaintiffs. We definitely want to go in depth on their thoughts on the case. They obviously have been part of the process, from the beginning, and we hope to have an exclusive interview with the 2 of them. So stay tuned for OBS Talk Show Presents as we have continuing coverage. The Mulligan, Alabama Congressional Redistricting case. So we want you to stay tuned for that. So people are assembling here. And I'm trying to... Hello, how you doing? This is where the prayer vigil is supposed to be at? Okay. Okay, so they want me to get a t-shirt. They're passing them around. So let's go over there and grab one, and then we'll come back here. Well, hold on, let's see if I can talk to a few people here. And I do need to go get my wallet because it's required. We don't have many people over here right now, but they should be coming shortly. It's supposed to start around 9 o'clock, and that's about less than 10 minutes from now. And as you can see, everybody has on the congressional map shirts. Everybody have those here.
I do think y'all love it here. So I think we should move like right in front. I think y'all need to move right in front.
And so we'll go back to them later. But I'm going to stand in line, and so I'm going to grab my wallet, and then we're going to come back. I think for those of you who are just joining us, I'm Keith Williams, your host for OBS Talk Show Presents, and we are in the vicinity of the federal courthouse right here, the Hugo Black Federal Courthouse, where a public hearing is getting ready to start for the Mulligan case, and that's the Alabama Congressional map hearing that's taking place today, because the Supreme Court has determined that the Republican-led Alabama state legislature continues to defy the Supreme Court order to have the maps redrawn so that there are not one but two majority African American districts. And so now we'll have a hearing to determine for them to give an explanation as to why they decide to defy the court and what other actions is going to be taking place. Some of the people that I talked to said that those who continue to violate the Supreme Court should be held accountable. And I agree, they definitely should be held accountable. We don't know what that looks like, but hopefully by this afternoon, we will kind of have some kind of idea as to, what's going to happen. And we're going to bring you a live report. So this is just part one of our coverage, because obviously we cannot do any live recordings. We're probably not going to be able to have any cameras in there neither. I'm not sure, but we will see. So that's why we are here. Yeah, and I know this is kind of informal, but that's how we work it. Okay, I just want to grab my wallet here, and we're going to head back. We're going to head back to the courthouse. So we can get things underway here. And hopefully we'll be able to talk to a couple of more people before we get things underway. So this broadcast will actually be in two parts. The first part here is our preliminary coverage of the Alabama Congressional Redistricting map hearing. And then later on this afternoon, we will have highlights of what has transpired. So this segment will be divided into two parts. So we're making our way now to the courthouse. Kind of want to give you the scene as to what's happening now. Obviously, it's not a lot of traffic in this area because a lot of people, of course, they're at work. And so the traffic is like slim to none here. But we are seeing a lot of people that are gathering here. And hopefully we'll be able to talk to some more people. Okay, so we're coming up on the crowd here. I didn't get a chance to get a shirt, but hopefully sooner or later I'll have one. People are still making their way here. Hey, how you doing? This is Patricia Bell. She is founder of Voters Legal Justice Watch Group, and we would like to ask you a few questions about today's hearing. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's marvelous that we get a chance to come to the United States courthouse and find out whether or not gerrymandering will prevail in our state. And the GOP Republican primary is coming up. We expect to hear them tell us during their primary what they are going to decide.
Do you think that they owe the court an explanation as to what they have done?
Exactly.
And should they be held accountable?
That's why I'm here today. I just spoke with the top black with the senator, Alabama black senator down there. I just spoke with him, Smithman, a moment ago. He said he's going to be on the stand. I said, that's what we paid you for. And that's why I'm here, to see what you have to say. And we want to know what the governor has to say. We want to know what our attorney general is going to do about this. And I'm going to be tuning into their primary to find out if they can do something about it.
What do you expect to happen today?
Oh, I expect we're going to prevail. I don't think we're going to have any problem getting justice as it relates to the districting of the map. Although my representatives for my district haven't given me a map. I see it here on her shirt. I want it in my hand. And so that I can expound on it to my neighbors. But if it hasn't been articulated to me how the districting is going to be and how I'm going to be cheated, then I can't help the voters in my neighborhood come out here and demand what's rightfully theirs because they don't understand it. Because I don't.
Yeah, information is very valuable and vital for voters to make an intelligent decision. And keeping us in the dark will only undermine our power as voters.
That's right.
So it's very important. So that's one of the reasons why we're here. For those of you who are not able to, to come for any reason, we're out here. We'll be providing as much information as we possibly can. Unfortunately, we're not able to record the actual trial, but we will come back with highlights. We'll come back with information.
Because we don't vote on emotion. We don't vote on emotion. We vote on intelligence. We are intelligent voters. We want to know what we're voting for. What are we voting for? What are you giving us? And what are you taking away?
Oh, we have someone else here. We have a prominent neighborhood leader, Mr. John Harris. And probably one of the greatest organizations in the city of Birmingham, Concerned Citizens for Social Change. Could you tell us real quick why you're here?
I'm here because I'm concerned about what's going on and where we're at and what things are being turned back against us of all the protests and everything that we did to make Birmingham our city.
What would you like to see happening going forward?
What's the issue?
Basically, and for those of you who are watching live, the U.S. Supreme Court basically told the state of Alabama that you had to redraw the congressional maps, and they had a special session in late July. At the end of the day, the state legislature failed to create two predominantly black districts, and that's why we're here, because they obviously had defied the Supreme Court. So that's why we're here, and we hope that, and they need to be held accountable. So hopefully today that the members of the panel that's going to be presiding over the case would force them to explain why they decide to defy a federal court order. So that is why we're here. And we hope that justice will prevail. And so that's why we're here. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Appreciate it. Obviously, the line is growing here. And so there are a lot of people that are, assembling here. I don't want to jump in front of anybody. We just want to, talk to some prominent people here. So the crowd is growing. The crowd is growing. There seems to be a lot of interest in this case. And so the crowd is moving. They're going to get ready, if they haven't started already. It's roughly a little bit after 9 a.m. Central Time. And we're still having people that are being processed to go in. And like I said earlier, once we get in, we'll get as much information to you as we possibly can so that you will know exactly what happened at this hearing. The last time that we was here was around this time in 2018 when Oliver Robinson was tried for corruption in regards to the North Birmingham Superfund site. It was the last time that we was here. And so now we're here once again to hear this obviously important landmark case that would decide the fate of democracy in the state of Alabama. So that's why we're here. It appears that we have a one-man protest here. On the next street over, a prayer assembly is getting ready to gather over there. But our main concern is, being right here is obviously that we're not allowed to have cameras in or to record the hearing itself, but we're going to have highlights as soon as the trial is over. So we do have the local media that's here that is in the same boat that we are. They're going to be providing some highlights as to what happened. There are t-shirts of the state of Alabama congressional maps that some people are wearing. And we have people from all walks of life. We have some elected officials here. We have some attorneys that are here. We have some activists here. We have some advocates here from various nonprofit organizations that are here. We did have an opportunity to talk to a few of them here. And we have a one-man protest here. How you doing? Could you let everyone know why you're here today?
Attend the court hearing.
Okay. Have you been following the case since its inception? Have you been following the case? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, hopefully this bill will have the court system will get a correct representation.
So you feel that African Americans in the state of Alabama does not have equal representation?
Hello?
Okay, we'll get back to him, on that. But that's pretty much in the nutshell. as the feel that a lot of people are getting today. As you see, we got more people that are coming. We expect it to be a packed house here today. And so we're very excited to, bring you some type of coverage, even though we're not able to actually record the actual hearing, but we will give you some highlights.
Ugly. You see it, you live in it. What is ugly? Ugly is a sin in the sight of God.
I'll put myself on mute. I'm sorry. I'm outside the courthouse. There's quite a few people here.
It's going in pretty well. We're going to end here as we get a place inside the courthouse so that we can begin taking notes and bringing highlights to you of what has transpired today. So I hope that you will tune in for part 2 of our continuing coverage of the Mulligan.
Now, new people, any attorneys, have your bar, you don't get a free pass, sorry. If you have your bar card, instead of your driver's license, use that, then they'll pass your body, but not your badge. Everyone else, you must have a photo ID to get in. If you do not have a photo ID, you have a slip of paper you can fill out, let us know once you come into the building. Hey. No knives, guns, weapons, ice picks, letter openers, federal courthouse, no weapons of any kind are allowed in.
So this kind of give us some preliminaries as how we get in. Obviously, security is kind of tight in this area, as of course it's standard operating procedure at a federal building, so that is expected. We still have our local media that is here, and people are still coming. But we are expecting a nice sized crowd here, as people are still making their way in. We're going to close here, and we will come back with part 2 after this hearing is over to bring you highlights of what has transpired in this hearing. So I hope that you will join us then. So until then, y'all take care. We'll see you later on this evening.